Hello Terraria fans and welcome back. My name's Zack. Today I'm bringing to you a video on how to easily take out the Moon Lord so you can farm his Luminite. Now, most of you have already probably killed the Moon Lord once, so you won't mind me using the up-to-date sets. I will provide a loadout for you if you have never beaten the Moon Lord after. But for right now, my loadout is the Nebula set with the last Prism and the Mythical Razorblade Typhoon. Mystic on the last Prism as it has no knockback. And as you can see, he's falling pretty quickly. For those of you who haven't beat the Moon Lord yet, when he puts that little latcher on you, he will start to sap and heal himself. Though it doesn't deal a whole lot of damage to you, it will heal for 1,000 life per for him. So you may want to keep focused on that. Ooh, got me pretty good. Now you can see I have a nurse on standby because when I talk, I typically pay less attention. And I've realized that as a fact. I've made several mistakes in my videos that prove it. So, I just come to accept it. Alright, now that his hands and head have been taken out, we can go for his heart. Or core, or whatever you want to call it. And that is the end of it. Moon Lord is dead. Now, as for a pre-kill loadout, what you can do is once you've defeated the pillars, which I would recommend. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. So you're going to want these two accessories here, and these are all my personal preference. I wouldn't recommend going anywhere without an Ankh shield or wings. Fishron rings for you pre-Moon Lord users. The Menacing Celestial Shell is pretty cool. In the pre-Moon Lord setup, I would recommend Spectre with the Spectre Hood so you can get the healing. Yes, it's going to be a severe damage loss, but you can do it, trust me. Alright. After you've defeated the Nebula Pillar, you'll be able to craft the Demonic Nebula... You'll be able to craft the Nebula Blaze. Demonic being my personal preference of role. You could also go with Mystic, but it will not get Mythical. And it is a pretty inaccurate weapon, but it does home. It's not the greatest homing I've seen, but it's pretty darn good, and it's pretty darn good damage at that. Be sure to keep a good supply of greater mana potions with you. I've already burnt through quite a few because I've been doing Moon Lord kills. But I would ride the Razorblade Typhoon for the pillars, and then maybe use that for the Moon Lord himself, or just stick with the Razorblade Typhoon. The Razor Pine would be a good choice for laying down heavy DPS, but as soon as that Latcher comes out, I'd switch to this, so you've got something that'll home in and beat up those little things that feed him 1,000 health. And for your accessories rolls, I would recommend warding for the pre-1-3 users, just because even though you're going to be healing, you also have plenty less defense than I do. I've only got 54, but mind you, that's all I need with the Nebula setup, because the little Nebula buffs, the boosters, help a lot. Mainly the life regeneration booster. Now, I don't really need the Nebula Blaze here. I was more or less comparing its homing ability versus the Razorblade Typhoon. What I've found is the Razorblade Typhoon is outright better. Um, but if you need something... actually, I would recommend... I'm going to go back on what I said earlier. Don't use those for the little homing life things, because you won't have much time to kill them before you reach him. So fire off a ton of those, because it's got a faster attack speed, and those blue ones travel even faster. They're about a 1 in 5 chance to cast, and they will take care of those. Let me look in here really quick. You can also craft this, but it travels pretty dang slow, and it's got a really high cost. But like I said, Razor Pine would be a good one to lay down DPS. That thing's just fun to play with. It's like a Mega Man gun. And the laser machine gun would be pretty good with the Spectre Hood also. That'd be a good source of healing, but not a very good source of damage. Yeah, so use this for the pillars, the Razor Pine for the individual parts of the Moon Lord, and maybe those for the Latchers. That'd probably be pretty good setup. If you don't want to waste your crafting mats on the Nebula Blaze, just stick with the Razorblade Typhoon. It will do a good enough job if you stay on target. Because these things have pretty good aim without the homing ability, so just pretend that he's got a lasher on me right now. You just point down the line. They only travel in that straight line that comes from him. Anyway, if there's anything else you'd like me to explain, another loadout and strategy to beat the Moon Lord, be it post or pre-kill, because after, I think it's 2 kills, you'll be able to craft an entire set of post-load armor. I was never much of a caster beforehand. I was pretty much warrior for all of my time during 1.2. So that should tell you just how good the boosters are from this set. Like I said, I used to be a warrior, tried and true, just because of the tank ability. But as you can see, I've got a warrior loadout here. I've got all the fun weapons, all the good weapons. The Terrarian is actually a really cool item. You can do the Moon Lord with pretty good ease on that. I just don't prefer it anymore. Mostly, and this is going to sound really stupid, mostly because of the animated shield that the Solar Flare set produces. It makes you look big and bulky and gaudy. I don't really like it. Also, it's fun to move on now and again. I'll go over to Ranger, and I use minions for a minion setup when I'm building and what have you. I don't know if I've killed the Moon Lord with a minion setup. That should be something I try next. Any questions, comments, leave them below. If you have a request as to, have me suggest a different loadout for different class, or if you want to see me give it a shot on the minions and possibly fail miserably, I'll be more than happy to do that. Anyway, see you guys next time.